We have our dream final, Rafa Nadal versus Novak Djokovic, Roland Garros final 2020, buzzing. In this video, I am going to give you all the stats and facts you need for the pair. We'll start with a few right now. This will be their record 56th meeting. No other two players in history have met more times than these two. Novak Djokovic leads the head-to-head 29-26. However, Rafa Nadal leads the clay head-to-head 17-7. This will be their third Roland Garros final, and also they have met 8 times in Grand Slam finals. Both of them have won 4 each. So whoever wins this will then open up a slender lead. You're watching Tamit Saleh's Tennis Forum. If you haven't already, then I hope you press that subscribe button. We are so close to 2,500 subscribers, which is amazing. And as always, drop a comment, leave a thumbs up. The thumbs up really help promote the channel to other people. Let's set a target for this video. I think it's going to be a big one. So let's go for 300 thumbs up for this video. That would be awesome. But yeah, we have been treated to 2 semi-finals, contrasting semi-finals. We'll start with the first one, which was Rafa Nadal versus Diego Schwartzman. Rafa Nadal comfortable, the scoreline at least, 6-3, 6-3, 7-6. Still yet to drop a set in this year's French Open. He has actually won the French Open 3 times without dropping a set, and that was in 2008, 2010, and the most recent one, which was in 2017. So can he make it the 4th time he wins Roland Garros without dropping a set? Unlikely, given who he is facing in the final. Now this match, Schwartzman, I didn't feel like that he was fatigued or tired from the marathon team match he played earlier on, so I wouldn't put any fatigue as an issue here. I think Rafa just played really well, especially on the big points. Just if you look at the break points between the two, Schwartzman's conversion rate, 3 break points converted from 12 break points. Rafa Nadal 6 from 9. So you can see that when the important points came, Rafa Nadal played better. Now it might have been a straight set affair. However, the match went on for around 3 hours, so it was quite a long straight sets match, and there was many long rallies. I felt like Schwartzman, from what I was watching at least, he was really targeting the Rafa backhand, but to no avail in the end. In the third set, Schwartzman had a great chance at 5-all on Rafa's serve. It was 15-40. Schwartzman couldn't convert the break points, went into a tiebreak, and Rafa ran out a comfortable winner there. The first set alone was over 1 hour, and considering the scoreline was 6-3, normally a 6-3 set is around half an hour, 40 minutes. If you're looking for an hour set, most likely it goes to a tiebreak. So you can just see how long some of the games were. The first game alone was 14 minutes long. So Schwartzman, kudos to him. He's entered the top 10 for the first time, and he can be very proud of his efforts. There was no repeat of Rome, where he did beat Rafa, and Rafa extends that lead 10-1. Going into the second semi-final, now this was an epic. At first it looked like it'd be a very comfortable affair. Novak Djokovic running away with the first 2 sets, 6-3, 6-2. Tsitsipas was actually loved 43 break points on the opening game of the match. He couldn't convert, and this was a story that kept happening. In the second set, both of Novak's breaks came from Tsitsipas leading 40 love on his own serve, and then Novak Djokovic broke both times from that scenario. And it just, the thing of the first 2 and also the third set was that Tsitsipas just couldn't convert the break points. The first 10 break points he had over the first 3 sets, he couldn't convert a single one. It was 11th time lucky, and what a time for him to break. Novak Djokovic was 5-4 up in the third set, serving for the match. It seemed like it was going to be a straight set affair. He actually had match point in that third set. However, Stefanos, on his 11th break point attempt, managed to get the break, made it 5-all, broke again, and won that third set 7-5. And you were thinking, is the tide turning? Novak's just had match points. He probably just wants to get in the locker room. But yes, Stefanos carried on playing well. In the 4th set, he had a medical timeout, so I was wondering how is he going to react, but kudos to him. He was playing some great stuff. I don't think Novak played too badly. I think Stefanos really just stepped it up. Once again, won the set on a break of serve, and I was thinking, is Novak just feeling a lot of pressure in these, when he's serving to stay in the set? Stefanos took it into the 5th, and then the legs just ran out, really. You could see he was cramping. He said that it was a recurring injury from Rome. So, but yeah, he just ran out of legs. He's got tired. And for me, this is what's really amazing about all three of the big three. It's just their fitness level. Just, this was a 33-year-old versus a 22-year-old, and you're expecting, if there was one player that was going to be tired, it would be the 33-year-old. However, Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest athletes, very fit, he ran out quite comfortably in that fifth set, 6-1. Even though this match was 5 sets, it was less than an hour longer than the other semi-finals. So Rafa's one was about 3 hours, Novak's one was about 4 hours. So, the time difference, I don't think will play an issue. I think if Stefanos had gone to the final, then for sure fatigue would be an issue into that final. However, Novak Djokovic, you've seen him many times. He can play 4 or 5 hours, come have a day break, and then play another 4 or 5 hours. In the Australian Open 2012, now I know this was 8 years ago, and so Novak must have been fitter back then. No, he came back playing that 5-hour semi against Murray and then 6 hours against Rafa in the final. So for me, I don't think fatigue will be an issue. The main thing I was looking for was in the quarterfinal, he had the strapping. He said he had some neck problems, some shoulder problems. However, strappings are off, and he's even said that he's fully recovered. So I am very, very excited for this final. Now we are going to be looking at some stats and facts, and I hope you will enjoy. And at the end, we'll see where we think this final will go. Of course, make sure you leave your predictions below. Try keep it as unbiased as possible. I know that's quite difficult, but yeah, I always love to hear what you guys have to say. It's really quite amazing how you guys interact. So yeah, going into this final, as I said earlier, it's the 56th meeting between the pair. Rafa Nadal is actually on 99 match wins at Roland Garros. He is aiming to be the first man to win 100 matches, and what a way he could do it. Final of the French Open against one of his biggest rivals, Novak Djokovic, the world number one. But Novak Djokovic hasn't been beaten on court or the orthodox way this year yet. So Novak is on 37-1 for the season, that being the default. So yeah, he's trying to be the first man to beat him. 100 match wins could be the icing on the cake for Rafa. As you know, Rafa Nadal has 12 Roland Garros titles. Novak Djokovic has 1. Rafa Nadal trying to extend that record where, winning the most slams at a particular major, any major. He's on 12. He's trying to make that 13. Novak Djokovic is trying to become the first man in the Open era to win 2 Grand Slams at every single venue on 3 different surfaces. So there is so much history at stake. Look, once again, probably the biggest history at stake. Rafa Nadal is on 19 Grand Slam titles. He's trying to make it to 20 to equal Roger Federer. For the first time in his career, he can equal the most slams, which is probably the most important record in tennis. However, not the be-all and end-all. Novak Djokovic trying to close that gap. He's on 17. He's trying to make it 18. So, 2019 18 or 2020 17. And that's a big difference. Their head-to-head meetings in Grand Slams, they have met each other 15 times. Rafa Nadal leading the head-to-head 9-6. As I said before, on clay, Rafa Nadal leads 17-7. However, since 2011, where Novak really transformed into the player he is, Rafa leads the head-to-head on clay 8-7. So it's been a lot closer affair in the last decade. In Roland Garros, they've played each other 7 times. Rafa Nadal leads 6-1. However, the one for Novak Djokovic was the last time they faced in Roland Garros, which was in 2015 in the quarterfinals. I still think their best match ever, probably, arguably with the Australian Open final, was their 2013 semi-final, which went to 5 sets. That was, an epic match. That was essentially for me the final. So yeah, hopefully we get more of the same. This is the 8th Grand Slam meeting between the two. As I've said, 4-4. Rafa Nadal won 2 French Opens and 2 US Opens. Novak Djokovic has won 2 Australian Opens, 1 US Open and 1 Wimbledon final. Their last Roland Garros final was in 2014, which Rafa won in 4 sets. Since then, actually, we've been quite deprived of Novak Djokovic, Rafa Nadal finals. This is only their 2nd Grand Slam final since that 2014 match. The only other one being the 2019 Australian Open final, where Novak Djokovic won very convincingly in straight sets. The only straight sets final match between the two, actually. And since 2014, they faced each other 14 times in all tournaments. Novak Djokovic leading the head-to-head 10-4. So the tide is kind of turning. However, Rafa's wins have been on clay, and this final will take place on clay. The only other Roland Garros final between the two was in 2012, where Rafa Nadal also won it. For that final, I remember finishing on a Monday, where I had to pretend I was doing work at school and watch the final. It was horrible experience. I'm gonna quickly just reel off some more stats and facts. Just, I find these so interesting, these numbers, and I hope you do too. And at the end, we'll see how the match might turn out to be. So really quickly, only two players to play 55 times, gonna be 56. Only two, well, these are all male stats, by the way. Only two players in the Open era to face 27 finals against each other. This will be final number 28. Only two players to have played each other 27 times at Masters 1000. They are the only two players to hold all 9 Masters 1000s. They are the only two players to play 4 Grand Slam finals consecutively. They have the longest Grand Slam final record, which was the Australian Open in 2012, 5 hours 53 minutes. They couldn't even stand during the press conference, or not the press conference, sorry, the ceremony they have. I remember that it's quite a famous video where I believe the Kia Motors chap was just, a bit rambling on, and they both needed chairs. Quite a funny moment. They've played the longest ever 3-set match, which was in Madrid 2009, over 4 hours long for a 3-set match. They were the first ever pair to meet each other in all 4 Grand Slam finals. Since then, it's been repeated by Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray, and they have the most titles at their respective favorite Grand Slam. Novak Djokovic has 8 Australian Opens, Rafa Nadal has 12 French Opens, and neither have ever lost a final at their favored tournaments. Novak Djokovic has never lost an Australian Open final. Rafa Nadal has never lost a French Open final. So is something about to give, or will Rafa make it lucky 13? Look, those were just, a whole bunch of stats and facts, which I really hope you enjoy. For me, I just can't wait. I really hope, and I'm pretty sure this won't be a straight set affair. I think the last couple of years at the French Open with Dominic Thiem in the last couple and Stan Wawrinka in 2017, after that marathon match against Andy, you kind of felt that, Rafa's gonna win. There's no debate here. You have to give Rafa the respect. But I think this is the first final since 2014 that it's not just going to be a walk in the park for Rafa. Rafa has come out and said that, Novak Djokovic is a very tough player to play against. Novak Djokovic said after his match that beating Rafa on clay, especially at the French Open, is one of, tennis's biggest achievements. So it's going to be close, and I really hope it's a 5-set thriller. One thing I was wondering is, and I want you guys to give me feedback, I was thinking of perhaps doing a live watch along on YouTube. I've seen people do it for football and other sports like that, where you have the match on TV and then we can chat and talk through it. So if that's something you think is a good idea, let me know. Most probably I won't do it for the full match, maybe just the opening set or the opening 2 sets. We can have a live watch along. Let me know what you think about that. But yeah, my predictions of the match. Now, I am, for the first time, I think I'm going to sit on the fence with this one. Rafa Nadal, I would actually put Rafa as the slight favorite, only because it's Rafa Nadal. It's the French Open final. He's never lost here. He is going to be the fresher of the two. However, I don't think fatigue will come into play at all. Rafa Nadal has not lost a set, so even though the conditions aren't as favorable for Rafa this year, he has shown what a great champion he is. He has adapted, he's playing more aggressively, and this is the mark of a true champion. Novak Djokovic as well, another great champion. He has adapted. He could have easily lost that semi-final against Tsitsipas. However, he came through. He was the fitter player, and I think he has been playing some sublime tennis. I don't think I would say either Rafa or Novak have been playing the better tennis. Even though, Novak's lost 3 sets now, I think the levels are very same. And for me, it just depends on who shows up better on the day. In recent years, I do feel like Novak Djokovic has the upper hand against Rafa. And I think that Rafa, when he plays Novak, he's not the same player. And once again, Novak Djokovic, credit to him, he seems to always raise his level when he's playing the other big 3, which has shown in recent times where he's just, reeled off slam after slam. So it's going to be a tight one. I think, I'm hoping it will be a 5-set thriller. Look, I'm going to put Rafa as the favorite, but I would say something probably like 55% and 45%. So I'm not going to predict a winner for the final. I think it could go either way. But yeah, please do let me know what you think. I am super excited. Once again, thank you so much for the support you've given me. Let's really try and hit that 2,500 subs by the time the final comes to be. If you're watching this, if you've got this far, please do drop that sub. It really helps the channel. And of course, let's try and get to that 300 thumbs up. I'm just excited. I've said it all tournament. I just want the dream final between the big three, because as time goes on, it's going to become, more difficult for slam finals to be faced between them, and eventually they are going to have to stop, right? They're going to have to stop reaching slam finals. So there is so much history, and this is the thing with these three players. They're not just fighting for one French Open. For instance, in the US Open, Zverev and team they want that one, which is amazing in itself, but it's sort of like a personal achievement. These guys are fighting for history. 20 Grand Slams or 18 Grand Slams. Who's going to have the most slams? One thing I would like to say is Novak Djokovic has not confirmed the year-end number one. If he wins on Sunday, then he will confirm the year-end number one. But reaching the final, he hasn't yet confirmed it, even though it's at this point 99.9% certain. He just needs one round-robin match at the ATP World Tour Finals. Or Rafa, he just can't win Paris or the World Tour Finals. So it's not confirmed though, 100%. However, it is very likely it will be confirmed if Novak wins the final. Please do share your thoughts. I will try to respond to as many as I can. Let's leave it respectful. As you can see, I am in a very good mood for the final, very excited. And yeah, I'll leave it there. Have a great day. Enjoy the final. Let me know if doing a watch along for the first two sets is a good idea. And next week, as I said, after the final, I will have a very special guest on the channel. Thank you.